I'm gonna have some fun with this one here.
Woo-hoo!
In the morning, when I wake up, all I want is Mary Joanna. In the evening, when I'm thinking, all I want is Mary Joanna. If you look in my eyes, you will see what I've done. Every minute, every hour of every day. But life is like a smoke. In the end, I'm gonna choke. So all I do is live my life from day to day.
Oh my God, you know you better watch yourself because I know you're waiting on that one. Cause I'm telling you none. Cause you know the one that I take off for a run. You let me see you do that run. Run the one that they clan and the one that done. Cause I know you cannot be me now what you wanna do. Cause I'm about to break it down me. Cause that's only cause you know you cannot fade me now. Let you wanna. You better back it down now because I'm telling you. What bar, bun bar, can I wonder? Because you know you like the way you put that pick up. Cause I'm telling all you fools what happened and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy. Now what you wanna do and in a mercy.
If you look in my eyes, you will see what I've done. Every minute, every hour of every day. But life is like a smoke. In the end, I'm gonna choke. So all I do is live my life from day to day. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, crease it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, then you pass it to me. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, crease it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, then you pass it to me.
Come on, baby girl, let's get it going on. I'ma hit the highway and do it my way. It ain't no game, girl, so I don't play games. I keep it up straight, right up in your face. So make your mind up, cause life is too short. I got the vest on, boy, put your belt on. Stop acting all cool like Kanye West, boy. You be riding through the wire and the camera get on fire. You don't want that, no, I don't want that, no. This goes out to pimps and chicks, so slow. Hit the backseat when you're doing the licking, kissing, squeezing. Do the damn thing, man.
You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, press it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, pass it to me. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, press it, stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach it, smoke it, pass it to me. You got to lick it, stick it, bend it, press it, stack it, burn it. All I want is roach and smoke, Mary Joanna to me. In the evening, stick it, bend it, when I'm stack it, burn it, pack it, roll it, poke it, roach and smoke, Mary Joanna to me.
Good evening. Oh, am I on? Yes, I am. Good evening. Welcome to Raconteurs News. Jimmy, add yourself, my friend. You're here. All you got to do is click on your little square there and add it. It says add to screen. There you go.
Okay, right.
Nice and easy. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, cool.
You'll get used to it, mate. You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Raconteurs News. It is Tuesday. It's the 26th of the 7th, 2022. And, you know, I think Tuesday is my day because I had... I was born on a Tuesday. I had my second heart attack happened on a Tuesday, and then 6 weeks later I got another thing when I thought I was having a heart attack. That was on a Tuesday as well. So Tuesdays are always my day. Oh, for fuck's sake! Fucking, there's a car alarm going off. And the dog drives it. It drives fucking dog nuts. So anyway, good evening to everyone who's in the chat room and everybody listening at home. I hope you're okay. Kitty21, good evening to you. Lion's Share, not appreciating the music, no problem. Each to their own, that's not a problem at all. Tony, non-violent extremist, says he's posted an image in telegram from me. I've seen it, I've got it, and I've been frantically. I've seen it just before it's showing. I've been frantically trying to get it onto the computer so that I could have it as my background. But I think I've failed a little bit. But I'll have it definitely. I love that one, by the way. Thank you. My wife likes it as well. So that'll definitely be there on Friday. Sean Hamer, Miss Blue Sky, Bandit Buster, Weefy Man, Chris Partridge, David. I noticed Eunice in there as well. Good evening, Taylor. And everybody else who's listening. And Jimmy as well. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. I want to say a quick hi to Spanish and So South, Dennis, Tony, and Sean as well. So cheers for that. Hellos.
There you go.
I've noticed. I would say hi in the chat, but I noticed it. The chat here responds as Raconteurs, so I don't want to be confusing people.
Yeah, see, if someone's come from chat and it's Raconteurs News, it's either come from myself or it's come from Jimmy. Or tomorrow night, it might have come from Robert, because Dr. Robert's doing his show tomorrow night. His first show. We've been chatting this afternoon. I've been setting him up on here. So hopefully he'll be all set and good to go. So that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. My ambition is to get someone on for you every night a week so that, normal people can talk to each other instead of fucking, hello, say guy. I hate people calling guy. Every time I see a fucking video, if someone says, guys, hey guys, it just makes me turn off. I fucking hate that. Don't you hate it? Don't you hate that?
There's one guy, and I do like he's a chainsaw guy, like an old school chainsaw guy, and he's always like, hey friend. See,
that's all right. I don't mind that. It's just the one, you've seen them fucking YouTube videos and
and you know those ones where the videos just start to turn around and act surprised that the cameras are, oh, hi, I didn't realize you were there.
Yeah. I did this earlier on. Watch this. This is great. This is my entrance every time. I just appear from nowhere on my wheel. This is because it's in space, you see. I've got to have my NASA at home. And my sunglasses. My NASA sunglasses to keep that sun off my mince pies. So what have you been up to? How's things over in Ireland? It's fucking pissing it down here.
It's been okay. I finally got around to doing some of the weeding in the garden, because the garden had turned into a forest zone. So, and it's not exactly proper weeding. It's like speed weeding because it's so overgrown. To make progress, you just got to get down and just start ripping shit. That's all you can do. So I've got a big mountain of waste down at the back end of the garden. So lots of composting material. So it's all good, man. And so, but the it's very warm. A little bit of rain last couple of days, but it's not been too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. Listen, Kitty, 21. Hi, boys and girls. Is that better, Jason? Yeah. Look, you lot. I'm not talking about you lot. I'm talking about these people who do these fucking videos. Hey guys. Hey, look, guys, check this out, guys. Let's have a wet, guys. Fucking guys. It's like it's worse than fucking. Andy Bernard when he's fucking really nervous. So weeding when weeded is slow. Okay. Jason, you said there's no such thing as space. You little liar. You'll be up there all along, ain't you? Exactly. I'm there. I'm in space. My own headspace. Composting, turning weeds. Is he mad?
I'm not sure what to make of that particular comment. Is that a bad idea? I compost absolutely everything. So it's important, especially now that they're shutting down all the fertilizer and stuff. You got to be kind of self-sufficient because you can't just keep using your soil over and over again and expect that you're not going to deplete it. So what do you do with all the weeds? It's sort of like it makes more sense just to reuse them. And what I normally do when things are working all right, I use this hot composting method, where it's an aerated compost system. So you pile the weeds up and you mix any sort of crap in with it, like and add a bit of water, some comfrey leaves, and get it cooking, get the temperature up, and it burns all the nasties out of it, So you end up like with a really, really nice sort of compost at the end of the process, and it only takes about 18 days to do a quick compost.
18 days, is that all it does to text? Oh, I can see you when you're walking. You have to run quick. Oh, there you go. See? A ghost, there's a ghost. Oh, my shit, what do I want to do? This is a film. We could make a film out of this.
Honest to God, yeah.
Ghosts on a space station, we'll call it, not snakes on a plane. Don't forget to piss on it, Jimmy, says Spanish Chicken.
Yeah, no, he's dead right. But that's why I use comfrey leaves, because when you piss on it, it's called, that's how you activate it. It's a way of activating it. But comfrey leaves does the same job. So, you can piss and put comfrey leaves on it, So, great ideas in the chat there, Sometimes you might think we're taking the piss, but no.
No, yeah, you are very green fingered, Jimmy. Perhaps it's something that you should do like your own show on some self-sufficiency in gardening and stuff. Gardener's Question Time with Jimmy Hagan. Fucking hell, that's gonna be fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I used to do a bit of that, like when I started on the radio first, and I needed a topic to discuss. So gardening was one. Like I didn't have much training back then, so I possibly could do a little show here and there on gardening and stuff like that. You wouldn't know. We'll see what comes up, Jay. We'll see what comes up.
We certainly will.
Yeah, we could actually, because I could actually take a few journeys into the science part of it as well too, and the botany and all bits and pieces like that. And we could start talking in Latin then after a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, always talking in Latin. Always. Res ipsa loquitur. Facts speak for themselves. I only know a little bit of legal Latin. Anyway.
Well, what I remember about the facts from Gordon Hall.
Yeah, from my Latin.
Gordon Hall always said the facts are on the moon.
Yeah, they are. Is there anything on the moon at all? There's no fucking people. It never has been.
You can't prove anything, he used to say. You can't actually prove anything, and facts are on the moon, he'd say, like when it comes into a courtroom.
Matt and Donna Caddy as is Chris Partridge as well. If I haven't said Chris O'Rourke as well, I haven't said hello to you, Spanish Chicken. If I haven't said hello to you, it's nothing personal, and all the people listening that don't participate in the chat and just want to lay back and listen to our dulcet tones. And you can now learn Latin on Duolingo. Okay, I'm not bothered about learning Latin. Where would I do it on holiday? It'd be no use on holiday, would it? Yeah, but they speak Italian, they don't speak Latin.
Vatican City and that, it's on.
Yeah, I know, but what am I going to fucking go there for? Fuck's sake, I'm not going fucking there.
You might want to go and touch some boys.
Have you got no churches? Are there no churches over there that do the Mass in Latin still?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. There might be somewhere, there probably is, but not that I know of. But then again, I've not been to church for a number of years. My feet burn when I'm in church, so I don't really go in very much.
I only go to funerals.
Yeah, it'll only be 1 foot now, but yeah, go on.
I only do the funerals,
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've not been to many of them either. So I'm quite fortunate in that.
Okay.
Sense. You could speak to the Prime Minister in Latin, says Kendo. Principium says, we man, if you eat only meat, you might feel great, but you will eventually die of starvation. Check out Frontier American Immigrants. Troglodytes, the wren. I don't know what that means. Good evening, Robert. There is going to be doing his show tomorrow night, so don't miss that. It's going to be his first show. Give him some support, and it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be very informative as well. All about your health, not medical advice, health advice. Disappearing glass.
Very, very important in these days of YouTube censorship. Yeah, indeed.
It is. So what we got? Who's going on? What we got going on in news? What's the big news this week? I've not really looked at all.
Oh, it's been nuts, man. It's like the news cycle is getting crazier crazier every time I look at it. Like, but I think this week, like, we've got stories coming out of Zimbabwe about gold, and we've got Russia's Gazprom, and that saga with Germany continues, and it's getting stranger. And we've also got stories coming out of Ukraine on a blacklist. We've got China is warning America as well too about certain interests. We've got Iran and Israel are at it, and we've got Bellingcat is in the news as well too. Like, and their involvement in a Ukrainian plot to steal a Russian plane. We've got Steve Bannon on the January 6th. I've been tuning into this January 6th saga and getting quite interested in what's going on there. And there's also another story on January 6th, and Ginny Thomas, who is the wife of Judge Clarence Thomas. And we've also got Al Gore back in the scene, serial Al Gore, and climate deniers are like Uvalde police. So we've got a little bit about that. And we've also got some health stuff as well too. I've got a little bit of story about chemical imbalance and depression, and we've got Dr. Burricks is in the news and about her lies, and we got sad stories about organ transplants and people not able to get them, and we've got pox, we've got Tedros in the news too, and we got more news about this pox Jabberwocky that's coming out, and we've got Tour de France cyclists and having problems, and then we got
Problems breathing, yeah.
Have you seen that? Yeah. So we got I've pulled that story in for tonight, and we've got Boris Johnson as well in the news in two stories, right? We all thought he was gone, so maybe not. And let's see, we've got a long story about the normalization of the North. I don't know if we'll have time for that. That's a long one. And what's going on in Ireland, Canada, and Netherlands regarding the nitrogen issue, and let's see, fraudulent images in Alzheimer's study as well too, and that's an interesting one. And then we got Boris Johnson. So there's quite a lot to cover tonight, Jay. It's like usually I'd put together about maybe somewhere between 16 and 18 stories, and this week there's 23 stories. So, and we won't get through them all. There's no way, but it's always good to just have a few extra for just in case, So.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So I saw something about Al Gore. Something, I don't know whether it were a spoof or whatever, but Al Gore had dressed up as a Scandinavian young lady so that to try and get people to listen to him, because apparently nobody's listening to his shit. I don't know how true that is. I only saw the image, and that were enough for me.
Yeah. No, a total piss take. That was. I think that was from the Babylon Bee, if I remember correctly. It was quite funny. They're funny. They're so funny. The Babylon Bee. Do you follow them at all? Do you?
No, I've not. No, I don't follow them. No.
Yeah. They're a satire site from America, and they're there on Telegram. They're well worth to follow. If you ever need a laugh, that's where you'll get it.
Brilliant. So what we starting off with then?
I don't know where to start, really. I think I might start at the bottom. Let's see, where will I start is right. I suppose we could start with Zimbabwe. I'll start at the top of the list and work my way down. Zimbabwe gold coins as legal tender, right? Because we were talking about finance there last week, and Zimbabwe had a few problems there in 2008. So Zimbabwe's launched gold coins to be sold to the public in a bid to tame runaway inflation. So they're experiencing runaway inflation down there. And the unprecedented move was announced Monday by County Central Bank as Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe to boost confidence in local currency. So trust in Zimbabwe currency is low after people saw their savings wiped out by hyperinflation in 2008, which reached billions according to the IMF. With strong memories of that disastrous inflation, many Zimbabweans today prefer to scramble on the illegal market for scarce US dollars to keep at home as savings for daily transactions. That's because the faith in their own national currency is so bad, really. So the central bank dispersed 2,000 coins to commercial banks on Monday. The first batch of the coins was minted outside the country, but eventually they will be produced locally, according to the governor.
So I just get, because Zimbabwe's been a bit of a a bit of a banana republic, really, and it for a number of years. It regards inflation, hyperinflation. It's been going on for quite a number of years. Is this the first point where it's been addressed at all, or is it has it been continuing? Because you said 2008, but has that inflation has that stayed, or is it just something that?
Yeah, it's been like that like ever since, like well, because like here in the West, like, or what we know the West, like we're still suffering from 2008 ourselves, but it's just like they haven't allowed it to get too crazy because they've been printing money like crazy. But I think we're about to experience our own Zimbabwe moment now, very very shortly. But who knows? Who knows? It could all be part of the plan, just to keep everybody in confusion and keep everybody in a state of fear. But we just have to be aware that can happen here. But Zimbabwe, like they actually, like, they're a huge gold producing country. And let's see, and I'll bring up a little bit about where did I see it? Zimbabwe has substantial gold deposits, and exports of the precious metal is one of the South African country's major foreign currency earners. Gold production improved to about 30 tons in 2021 compared to 19 tons in 2020, according to official figures. Small-scale producers, such as poorly regulated artisanal miners, contributed 19 tons of the gold delivered in 2021. Now, but they also talk here about gold smuggling. Now, gold smuggling has been rampant. The country is estimated to be losing about $100 million worth of gold monthly to smuggling. Home Affairs Minister Kazembe had said smuggling is costing the country about 36 tons of gold annually. So this number got my attention here because they're producing 30 tons annually legally, but there's 36 tons going missing, right? So that's a lot of gold, man. That's a hell of a lot of gold to be just be going missing, man.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're making coins out of gold. Then that's what they're doing? So they're going back to a gold-backed currency, or
yeah.
I don't quite understand. Is this alongside the Zimbabwean dollar, weren't it?
Well, they're trying to stabilize. This is going to be only for probably rich people, because the ordinary people, they were saying in the article, are barely able to afford bread, So it's not really for the average person, but it's meant to be a store of value and kind of like put a little bit of security into their own currency, so that people can sort of like have something to trade with. The people who can afford to trade can trade with something which is a little bit more stable, because a lot of people are running to dollar. Now, they were talking about the dollar and how people sort of like they buy as much dollars as they can, like, but dollar is getting scarce. So I'm wondering, is there so much demand now for dollar, like, because we were talking about. So I think somebody asked in the Telegram chat, like, would it be advisable to invest in dollars? And I think I was said, like, because I got my information from Jacob Drazen, and he was saying, look, it's too late to invest in dollar now. If you haven't done it already, it's much too late. So I'm just wondering, is there this mad rush to get dollar that it's making them scarce, because it's getting very, very hard to get them in Zimbabwe. So that's where people were hedging their money and adding their savings with buying these dollars. So, it's interesting how it works with these currencies.
It is. I did see something as well, since we're talking about economics. Big word for me now. We're talking about economics. I did see something, I don't know how true it were, but regarding the BRICS countries trying to get rid of the petrodollar. I mean, the amount of people that have tried to get rid of the petrodollar is innumerable. I mean, last one probably Gaddafi, weren't he? He was going to sell his oil in euros. That's what he wanted to do. So what about BRICS countries and them ditching the dollar? They don't want that.
Yeah, I'm happy to alter my thoughts on all these global movements all the fucking time, because we're in the fog of war, and I'm seeing it basically. It's all part of this world global war. You've got the BRICS countries, and they're all tied in, like with moves by China, Russia, and I was discounting this, even though I've been following this idea of the Belt and Road. The Belt and Road seems to be the main mover in all this, and China making moves globally to secure their trade routes and stuff like that. And part of that, like, will mean sort of disrupting the dollar, getting rid of the dollar, and getting America out of Eastern Europe. So, in a way, I'm hoping that they don't succeed, because I don't think I want to live under a Russian, China, one world order. You know, I think our own devils are probably much more preferable. You know, so we'll see how this goes. So, but yeah, definitely there is a push to get rid of the dollar. Whether they succeed or not, I don't know. I have no.
Again,
it's so hard.
that's something we've been talking about for a number of years. We used to have the guy from the Sirius report on here. I nicknamed him the CIA report because I thought he were a bit dodgy. But we used to get fucking massive numbers. Honestly, as audience probably would increase by 20-fold when he came on. But we've been talking about this for quite a long time. So the dollar, and I've heard people saying dollar's gone. It's gonna go. All along, it's a little bit like the banks. Inevitably, it's going to be bailed out, isn't it? No matter what, or bailed in.
Yeah. I think currencies only have a certain lifetime, really. You know, there's a certain amount of years a currency can survive for, especially something that's based on the system we've got. You know, I think it's 90 years or something like that. So I think the dollar is well overdue. Just being like, there's no need. Like, it doesn't really matter which currency is the reserve currency. I don't think it really matters at the end of the day. If it's time for the dollar to go, it's time for the dollar to go, and hand the baton on to somebody else. Like, it doesn't mean that like America gets destroyed or anything. It just means that like they no longer get the they no longer gain riches from being the reserve currency, because that's why they're a service economy now, I believe, because everybody sort of like buys the dollar basically, and that's how they make their money. So they'll just have to get back to making stuff, and that's I'm not sure how much that'll suit, but
yeah, manufacturing is dead, isn't it? But we've been hearing this for years. I've been hearing it for many, many years, that the dollar was dead and it were going to hyperinflation. I remember Alex Jones going on about it years ago and talking about Germany pre-World War II, is it? That they've got this hyperinflation, and I see we are seeing a huge rise in inflation at the moment.
Yeah,
but nothing on the scale of what were happening in Zimbabwe, because they couldn't. They had that $100 trillion bill or something. No, then to buy a loaf of bread or something like that. And then by the time you got to the shop, it were fucking worth fuck all anyway. That's what it was like, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bring back the Deutschmark and the French franc. The euro should have had it.
Yeah, do you know what? It's getting so hard to figure out what the hell is bloody going on, and it's all kind of part of this fog of war. And it doesn't matter what you talk about. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, whether it's finance, whether it's war, whether it's health matters with the COOF or J6. Do you know what? It all just seems like a dog and pony show to keep everybody busy and everybody's attention occupied with bullshit, It
is, isn't it? It is. Yeah. It is keeping people occupied. I did say when we were talking about petrol prices for a start. Let's just talk about something that everybody's really heard of, knows about, and it impacts everyone's life. But the petrol prices, that was just the leap where they leapt by 50% at the same time as all the other energy prices were going up by about 50%. I said to I can't remember. I think I probably said it to Ada, and I definitely said it to my missus, that it's going to hover around £2, and then it'll drop down and it'll settle about 175, which is still a hell of a lot more than it were before. So, and people, because we're now seeing headlines where there's going to be some respite for people who have to fill the cars up on, and all this because it's gradually coming down. The prices are coming down, but we know that that's a temporary measure, and that the initial measure. Yeah, see, Lion Share says petrol for me was 128 in February. Now Morrison's today 177. Yeah, 177 is quite. Oh, sorry, it's 177 is quite low as well. Quite inexpensive because I've seen them 190, one fucking God knows how much, even up to two quid a fucking litre. But it's like it's a grab of money that's it settles down and it goes back down to a rate that is a lot higher than it was previously, but it's gone down from relative to what it were 2 weeks ago. And we live in such a short-term world, whereas we only ever see short-term things. We only ever see short-term. So we're only thinking, well, 2 weeks ago it was 2 quid a litre, and now it's 177, as somebody said at Morrison's. That's 23p down. And they were replacing Wales. I saw they were online. They were replacing Wales that were selling it even cheaper than that, and everyone will flock in there. It's just a complete rip-off. The whole thing, it's like rip-off now, and all businesses just go into action. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely shortages coming, because they've been talking about it over here in Ireland come September, talking about fuel rationing, and it's going to be back to kind of like only people who are essential workers and essentially have to travel will actually get their fuel. I think this is where it's going to be going here. So we'll just have to wait and see how bad this gets. And if it ends up like that, God knows where the prices are going to go. Especially it depends how scarce it gets. Because all these inflationary things, it's more got to do with scarcity, as far as I understand how this is all playing out and why things are happening the way they are. It's scarcity. So, and of course, naturally enough, when things are scarce, they do go up in price, and depending on how scarce they go, will sort of determine how high the final price will be. So
fucking crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Jerry, son of Mick, said that I paid £2.70 for a cup of tea. What's the story? Oh, I'll tell you what what else they were talking about over here. Where you said there that they're going to be rationing fuel for whatever they call them, fucking
essential workers.
Essential workers and whatever. They're talking about banning Sunday driving over here. Sunday driving. So a whole day where you can't work, you can't drive.
Yeah, that idea was being discussed I think over in the States as well, I believe, and a few other places. So,
well, in Paris, they had a system. I don't know if they still do, but in France, I think it was in congested parts, so it might have just been in Paris. But they had a system where it depended on your number plate, so you could. It depended on the number of your number plate, whether it ended in odd numbers could go certain days, and even numbers could go other days. So people were buying two cars, one with an odd numbered number plate, one with an even numbered number plate. It's just fucking crazy. It's just the craziness that goes on.
Well, the next system will probably be deployed with a QR code.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. Fucking QR codes. But there is backlash from this. I watched something last night that was talking about people, especially young people, who are now buying dumb phones. They call them dumb instead of smartphones, just like a one that's limited, so it only does text calls and perhaps Snake or whatever. That you can, which I think is a great idea. And they said that they brought. These things were brought out because they thought that older people would take them up, and it's younger people, it's millennials, and 1 billion of those phones have been sold already, and there's only 1.4 billion phones sold in per year, and 1 billion have been sold of these 1.4 billion smartphones, 1 billion of these dumb phones. So perhaps that's the way. Perhaps people are turning the tide. Perhaps people's humanity, because if these are millennials, don't forget, they don't remember the time where you didn't have a phone. You didn't, I went out and played, and when I were a lad, you used to go out and probably didn't come back until it were dark. you know, or especially in summer holidays. So I didn't have a phone. You know, perhaps my mother would be trying to catch me somewhere or find out if I was somewhere by ringing someone's house if they had a phone. People didn't even have house phones. It's crazy. Are you going to get a dumb phone?
Well, I kind of, my phone does act a little bit like a dumb phone because I found a beautiful setting on the phone. It's called Super Saver Mode. And when you put it in Super Saver Mode, the only thing that works is text messaging, the clock, and calls. And everything else is switched off. And that suits me just fine. And you know what? It saves me so much battery time. It's unreal. When I have it in normal mode, I need to be charging it every single day. But when I have it in Super Saver mode, I can go nearly 4 days on a single charge. So I keep it in that mode all the time, and nothing gets through, only calls and text.
And what's the name of that phone you got there, Jimmy?
It's a Lenovo, but it's an Android basically. So if you've got an Android phone, you should be able to do it. Like it should be in your main settings. Like I know when you flip down and you see you get an overview of all your major settings on your phone, where you got your wireless settings and all that. It should be in there. It's just a little button you touch. It says Super Saver Mode.
And there's also a setting on your phone as well. I've got an iPhone, and it was on that, which helps, where your screen's monochrome. It's black and white because it's the colours that attract you. You know, when you get a notification, it's in red and what have you. You can make it monochrome so that you put it in a mode and everything's in monochrome. So it's black and white. It's not as it's not as inviting to look at and what have you, and you don't sort of get, because people do, even when you've got your phone on silent, you see it light up, and then you think, right, someone sent me a message or whatever, because my phone's always on silent, and I see it light up. I try to keep off it as much as I can, but I see it light up, and then you're looking at you to see who it is that's got in touch with you. You know, it's just a natural thing. So all these things you can do. All these are all good tips. My finger's disappeared. I've had it chopped off, look.
He's lost a finger now.
Oh no, man! Oh, I'm done. Oh, my hand's gone there.
You're not having much luck with body parts, are you?
Not really. I can't look after them. That's my thing. My leg. I was using it as a fucking goalpost when we were playing football. And I've left it like I used to with coats when I was a kid. I used to get through fucking that many coats playing football. It was unbelievable. I'd have to go, and everyone would go, you can't take your fucking... It's one of nets. All right. Then you get back, my mother would fucking lynch me. Yeah, never mind. Always good fun. On the droids, you can get into Creator. You can switch off automatic upgrades. Yeah, you can on Androids. Yeah, I'm just glad I learned what I needed to retrieve my soul, so to speak. In that sense, job done. They will never win while I still draw breath, says Sean Hamer. Good on you, Sean Hamer. It is. It's a fucking. It's a nightmare for somebody. I really feel sorry for. I've got a daughter who's 25. I've got a stepson who's 22. And he's, I wouldn't swap with them at all, apart from fucking youth, of course. They've got the best thing, youth. But apart from that, I don't think I want to be starting again at this time. God for fucking. But I'm a survivor, so's my daughter will be. That's all I can say about that. So we've done that. What else?
Right, well, we may as well have a look at this
Gazprom. We've done one fucking story.
I know, I was working for all those hours for what? I could have done with about half the stories. But anyway, never mind. It's all good. So we've got Russia Gazprom tightening the squeeze on gas flow to Europe. So Russia Gazprom said on Monday it was halting another turbine in Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Germany. It added that the flow of gas already at just 40% capacity would fall by another half from Wednesday. So that would bring it down to about 20% of what it should be doing, right? So the European Union has accused Russia of resorting to energy blackmail, while the Kremlin says the gas disruption has been caused by maintenance issues and the effect of Western sanctions. So The new blow to supply comes at a moment with high tension as Russia and the West exchange economic blows in response to Moscow's actions in Ukraine. The European Union has accused Russia of resorting to energy blackmail, while Kremlin says the gas disruption has been caused by maintenance issues to the effect of Western sanctions. So you may remember a couple of weeks ago that basically what was going on was one of the turbines broke down, and Germany had to send that turbine over to Canada, right? Now, Siemens is based in Canada, and they're apparently the only company that can fix these turbines. Now, so the Siemens fixed the turbine and all, but when the time came to send it back to Germany, it got halted by Mr. Trudeau or Mrs. Trudeau or whatever you want to call it. And because of the sanctions, we can't send the turbine back. So this drama was going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, waiting for this turbine to come. But because of the sanctions, the Canadians wouldn't send the turbine back to Germany. So basically, we got this new turbine down now, and that's going to have to be sent to Canada. Are we going to end up in another in another fiasco where Canada won't send this turbine back because of the sanctions? You know, I was laughing at Alexander or Alex Christoforou today. He does a great take on Trudeau, like and this sort of like hypothetical conversation that would be going on between Schultz and Trudeau to get the conversation back or to get the turbine back. He says, "Hey, I don't know if I can send that turbine over to you, Mr. Schultz. The Americans might not let me." So yes, I can't do it, like, but he done a great fucking take on this queer conversation going backwards and forwards between Schultz and Trudeau about the turbine. And so it's crazy. So like that pipeline should be normally working at. I won't go into the figures. I have the figures there, but the point is, it's only working at 20% now. So it's dropped down. It's dropped down another half, basically. The first turbine dropped it down to 40% working capacity, and now it's down to just 20. So Germany is in a whole world of hurt here now, and I don't know what the fuck. Remember, I was talking last week about a war in Europe.
Yeah.
And I'm just starting to wonder, man, has the war already kicked off? And the war is not actually between Germany and another European country, but the war, is it possibly between America and Germany? Because it's America which is like, it's America that's putting the kibosh on this, like, because when Nord Stream 2 was shut down, that was basically the Americans that got Nord Stream 2 shut down. I don't know if you remember that famous speech by Trump and about like especially like to Germany at the time, and he says, why is Germany supporting our enemies, you know, Russia, like and all of this, like and like, you know, and getting their oil and gas and actually sort of like financing Russia. So it seems America is having a big role to play in keeping America and Russia apart. I'm just wondering now, as of late, is this the war that's going on? It's America, Germany.
America, Germany, or America and Europe. But that's probably why we've come out of Europe, because we didn't want to step on big brother's toes, or our big fucking bully brother's toe. Might be that's an interesting thought, because there's certainly war in Europe at the moment, isn't there? And there's stirrings of war all over. I mean, Hungary, something's happened there. Oh God, what's happened in Hungary? I saw something the other day about Hungary. But anyway, shit's fucking hitting fan there.
Yeah, well, Hungary is under attack all the time by the EU, basically, because Hungary is a very Christian country, and they don't like this LGBTQ+ bullshit. They won't allow it to be taught in their schools. They won't allow their children to be exposed to it. And the EU are constantly putting sanctions on them, like, because Hungary won't play the party line. And Hungary is just one of these countries which are they're the bad guys in Europe, basically. So,
they were talking about kicking Rothschilds out, weren't they, as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, Hungary. I kind of like. I'm developing. I like the Hungarians. I really do. I think they're great. They stick to their principles, and they do have good principles because, you shouldn't be allowing these drag queen story times into the schools and places like that. There's a time and place for that, right? And that's when you're of age. In my opinion. So.
Well, there has been a backlash because there's a rugby sevens tournament going on. I don't know if it's. I think it's in Australia anyway. It's an Australian team. I don't know where the rugby sevens tournament is going on, but the Manly team, they're from Manly, have refused to wear the LGBT kit that they've got. They've got a kit that's got like the fucking, I don't know, LGBT. What have they nicked now from us? Rainbows and that. It's called rainbow colours. And the rugby players have refused to wear it. All of them, I think.
That's a great name for a team, Manly. You wouldn't be very manly going around with rainbow colours all over you, like.
Actually, that's funny because that Manly were my. When I went to Dubai, my agent was faxing me a contract through when I was in Blackpool at the time. Bear in mind, this is 1991, 92. And I was in Blackpool at the time. And he sent me, but he didn't know my second name. So he just made one up for me contracts and called me Jason. But he called me Jason Manley for some reason. I don't know why. Because I certainly weren't.
I was laughing there as well too at that comment from Bandit Buster. Bandit Buster, has Trump ever grabbed Trudeau by his pussy? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure you want to grab Trudeau by the pussy. You might get AIDS off the fucker.
Yeah, you will. He's a weird cunt in him.
Yeah.
Proper weird fucker. He's got or whatever, prime minister, weren't he as well, or president, or whatever? Fucking
prime minister. Yeah, prime minister Justin Castro. He's well named.
Justin Castro.
I mean, there's some interesting footage of Castro and Trudeau's mother, and Castro holding this baby up, and both of them side by side. Have you ever seen that picture?
No, I've not. No.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of anecdotal evidence there's enough of a smoking gun there to have that would like put some credence on the fact that he would be Fidel's son. Definitely, there's something there. And then when you look at all the pictures of Justin and Fidel side by side at various age, like you've seen comparison photographs, stuff like when he was when Justin was a child and when Fidel was a child, and then there's one as a young adult where the two of them are side by side. I tell you what, very, very striking similarity between the two. Very, very striking.
Yeah, there's a number of those knocking about though. I mean, you've got even with Royals, you've got Harry who looks exactly like Hewitt, and we know that his wife had his mum had an affair with Hewitt. And then if you look at Prince William and King Juan Carlos of Spain, you will see that she was very close with King Juan Carlos as well. So, not to put it too crudely, I was going to say it looks like Charles ain't got any lead in his pencil, but I think that's a bit crude. No, he's not got no spunk in his pump, so he's obviously getting somebody else to do it. Well, I don't know. It's all speculation. All speculation. I have no idea. Don't send me to the tower.
No, we'll always say we'll put it and allegedly with that just to cover our asses, right? He allegedly has no spunk in his firing arm.
Stephen Owens has put Trudeau's mum called Castro the sexiest world leader.
Oh.
Good old Fidel. Really? Fidel. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Very interesting
stuff. He's up against Trump and Bojo.
What? Oh, yeah. He ain't, is it? Fidel Castro's were up against John F. Kennedy. And that's quite a thing, isn't it? Because everyone thought John F. Kennedy were pretty sexy. So I think he was sexier than John F. Kennedy. And then John F. Kennedy were almost as sexy as me. Slave news. It's boring as fuck, says Sean Hamer. Wait, we've got to talk slave news. We're taking piss. We're doing it.
Slave news.
No, listen, honestly, Sean, all we're doing is we're just going over it. We're just telling you, because I don't watch the news. So the only time I get news is off Jimmy's news feed. By the way, it's on Telegram. You can see it there at the top of his thing. Jimmy's news feed. Join that. It's on Telegram, and join Raconteurs news as well. And you know, we're taking piss, but we need to know. We need to know, don't we? We have to know this stuff. This is vital information. Who is Justin Trudeau's fucking father? Is it Fidel Castro, or is it the CEO of Castrol GTX? I don't know. Remember that shit?
We need to be able to do a poll.
Harry Hewitt, yeah. Move on to Slav news. All right, Slav news. Go on then. Get some Slav news.
Slav news. Oh, well. Actually, yeah, that's what was up next, in fact.
Oh, there you go. So, good guess there, Chris Partridge. Moving on to the Slav news, especially for Chris.
Yeah, and this story is coming out of Ukraine. The government of Ukraine has issued a blacklist of individuals who they judge to be promoting Russian propaganda, including a number of prominent Western intellectuals, right? So it makes me wonder who the fuck is running the White House these days. So on July the 14th, it published on its website a list of politicians, academics, activists who were promoting Russian propaganda, including several high-profile Western intellectuals and politicians, including Senator Rand Paul, Tulsi Gabbard.
Rand Paul, though. Rand Paul's Ron Paul's son, isn't
it? Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, Rand Paul is, Ron Paul's son, yeah. The military and geopolitical analyst Edward N. Lutwak. I have no idea who he is myself. We have the political scientist John Mearsheimer and the heterodox journalist Glenn Greenwald. What's heterodox? I should have looked that up before I started, but I didn't get time. So Glenn Greenwald is on the list as well too. So it's quite a strange development to see Ukraine now issuing orders to the West on who is to be censored. I don't know whether to be disturbed by it or to just laugh my arse off, but it looks like Zelensky is now the king of the West.
Oh, fucking hell. That's fucking... The bots are here. Oh, no. Quick, bouncers, get rid of them bots. Pierre Trudeau was a shirt lifter. Margaret Trudeau was putting about everywhere. Castro, Mick Jagger, Ronnie Wood, Studio 54. That's Bibe Ribozzo. Good evening to you, my friend. Great point there. What is more important? Okay.
Oh yeah, she's a well-known floozy, that woman. Very, very well-known floozy.
You see, I didn't know that. I didn't know. You see, I know. I can see Justin Trudeau, but as far as I'm concerned, it seems like sort of bloke that you'd just usher him out of the way just to get past him, and he'd fucking fall over, holding his fucking face like a fucking pussy, like a Sheffield United player or a male footballer. England are playing. England female girls. Good luck to the Lionesses tonight. They're playing about 3 miles down the road from me. In the semi-final of the Euro, so good luck to them. I'm not going to be watching. It's not my thing, but good luck to you, and I hope everybody enjoys it and has good fun. Because people should be able to do what they fucking want. And although it's not my thing, it's theirs. So good luck, the Lionesses, and also good luck to Sweden. I think they're playing, and I think I'd prefer to see final, wouldn't you? Yeah. Oh, I've got paint all over my desk now.
So I want to get a bit of a clown world here now. The Punjab. I've got a story coming out of the Punjab. Right? So we have the Punjab Chief Minister, Bhagwant Mann, has been rushed into hospital due to drinking water from the river Kali Bang in India. Video footage of the chief shows him lowering an empty glass into the river before pulling it out, drinking from it, and drinking from during a holy reveille in the city of Sultanpur Lodhi. He has been complaining of severe stomachache and has been taken ill in the local hospital just days after the incident. Man was airlifted from his home on Tuesday evening and admitted to the hospital in Delhi. So basically, this guy, he's the minister for the environment over there in that region, and his idea was he was going to go out and he was going to show the people of the Punjab that this water from the holy river was totally safe to drink. Nothing wrong with it, right? And he filled the whole glass up and he drank the whole lot in one go, a full glass of it, and then ended up with severe stomach cramps. Now, we don't know how he fared out ever since, like, but I think I've never been to India, right? But I've had loads and loads of friends who travel to India and quite regularly. And I used to get loads and loads of stories about the rivers and stuff over there, especially like the big river. What's the big river in the north?
Ganges.
The Ganges, yeah. And it's very, very common to see corpses floating down these rivers, right? Very, very common, you know. Not only animal corpses, but human corpses. People go to the Ganges to die, basically. And I assume it's the same in a lot of other so-called sacred rivers. So there's no way anybody in their right mind. This man should have known bloody better, right? He should have known better. You don't drink out of rivers in India just like that. It's like crazy, man. Holy fuck.
No, at least our politicians, when they say they're going to do something, they just pretend to do it and make it look like they've done it, don't they?
That's the truth.
Instead of swallowing, I'm going to go and drink out of that. Like, I wouldn't even drink out of a river water here, where clean that I knew were clean. I won't just go and just drink out of it. It's just fucking crazy mad. But the Indian food, it makes the stomach rock hard. I think I ain't got a clue. I don't eat Indian food very often.
Yeah.
Ginny says, I heard today that every household in Germany has to, by law, have their gas boiler checked to save energy. I think it's probably having your gas boiler checked on a regular basis, or once a year or something like that. It's probably it's something that you do anyway, isn't it? I certainly have mine serviced every year.
Well, I have a feeling what Denny may be saying is maybe they're coming in, they're going to make an adjustment to the meters, right? And ensure, because there was a new law. They all signed up to a new thing today in Europe. I think it was today it was actually ratified, where all the countries in Europe are now going to make this commitment to use 15% less, right? So I'd imagine if you're going to let some fucker in to message your meter, he's probably going to rig it so it can only sort of like do 50% of what it normally would, So I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but it's probably, I wouldn't rule it out now at this stage, considering how mad the world has gone,
To dechlorinate tap water, add a pinch of vitamin C. Okay, I didn't know that. Have you heard of that? We'll leave that for Robert anyway for tomorrow. That's the elf summit.
I think.
Go on.
I think chlorine will just evaporate out of the water if you just let it sit and leave it open. I think chlorine will just evaporate out of the water if you just let it rest for a while.
Yeah, it probably does. Yeah, it will do if you.
Yeah, I think I heard that a long time back. I've never really looked into it that much, but because I use a water filter here myself, so. But I think chlorine it does evaporate out. There's something to it, like so. But what was the suggestion? Was tap water? What was the suggestion? Add a pinch of
vitamin C into tap water. Yeah, to get rid of chlorine. Chlorinate. Yeah.
I wonder would the vitamin C solve the problem in the Punjab and that river?
The Ganges. The Ganges is a running sewer, says Witflix.
Yeah.
So I mean, they do. They have bodies in it, don't they? Floating down. I've known it. It's not unusual to see a body floating down, and nobody does that. Nobody freaks out. Nobody goes fucking running off.
No.
It's something that happens.
they burn bodies in the streets there. Like people just die on the streets, and it's quite common that you see bodies just being burnt on the streets, and that's just death is just like that. That's how they deal with death there. There's none of these taboos over there. It's like you see a dead corpse, you just deal with it. Like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think it was there. Do you remember during the height of the scamdemic? And I think it was a place in India where somebody was caught dumping people who had died from the coup into one of the rivers off a bridge. I know that was there about a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. Hard to know if it was real, but it wouldn't surprise me because of what I've learned about India over the years, nothing would surprise me. It's anything goes there. It's
Yeah, anything go. Yeah, it's I think we seem to like look down and as if they're underdeveloped, but they've got a far more better developed way of living than we have. I mean, way of survive. Each individual person is able to look after themselves a lot better than people over here. That I'd suggest anyway. The latest erectile dysfunction and hair loss are symptoms of long COVID. Long COVID. Now, what the fuck is that? Is that like long division?
I think everything's a symptom of long COVID these days. It's everything. I'll tell you a story. I was I went in for a few beers before the show started, right? And I rounded the corner at one of the local pubs, and a girl there that I know from donkey's years, and she was one of the girls locally here that had a severe adverse event after the first Jabberwocky, and it was terrible what happened to that poor girl. She broke out in these disgusting, absolutely disgusting bruises all over her midsection. And she pulled her shirt up and she showed me the bruising, like it was all over her belly and stuff. The black, disgusting black bruises, man. She never went back for any more of those shots, like. But she's still having problems. She's having problems breathing at the moment, and she turned around to me and she grabbed me by the arm and she says, "Do you know what I read this morning?" She says, "This monkeypox is got to do with the Jabberwockies." I says, "Oh, really? Where did you read that?" She says, "It was on Facebook." Says, "Oh, really?" Well, I couldn't, I wouldn't trust much on Facebook, but I did explain to her that, like, the pox is possibly a side effect because it's one of the herpes viruses, and because a lot of these latent viruses are sort of like they're kept in check by our immune system, so herpes herpes will be one of the things that's going to be possibly showing its ugly head. But it's just interesting, like, this is just this girl was a total normie like 2 years ago. Most of her life she was a normie, and now all of a sudden, like, she's wide awake and alert, and I'm not sure where she's getting her information from, but she's on the right track anyway. So, but she's also of the opinion too, like I said, she after her adverse event, like, she was finding it very, very difficult to communicate with people in the pub, like, and it was like. And she was saying to me, like, nobody's listening. I said, yeah, no, you can't talk to them. You can't tell them anything. You're as well off just keeping it zipped and just, you might, in time, you'll find people who are willing to talk about, but like, and I don't know how much things have changed among the normie, because I don't interact with them. So I don't know how many of them have actually woken up, or, I don't keep in touch with that sort of stuff, like, because I'm not really interested anymore. It's very, very little interest in waking normies up now, and so I don't keep up with
There's no point. There's no point, man. There's just no point. It's a completely pointless exercise. Let me turn this fucker off because I seem to have made me disappear off. I don't know how. I have to sort this lighting out with this somehow. But yeah, it is. I don't bother. But I am finding more and more people are you know, not just taking everything that's been told to them. You know, it's quite interesting that people don't roll their eyes anymore when you say something. I saw I tell you what, it was a bloke. I was walking into Aldi today. We're taking I took Ada shopping. I was walking into Aldi and there was this bloke, and oldish geezer, and he got a mask on, and he were doing that shit with his hands, you know, sanitizing his hands. And this is the stuff that's like been put to one side. There's no need for it anymore. There's no requirement. There's nothing at all. But people are doing it anyway. This one guy, and I just said to him, I said, he said, you see, you don't want that shit will ruin your hands, that mate. This to this old guy, like I say old guy, I mean I'm an old guy. I said that shit, it's no good for your hands. That it'll knock your hands up. He says, I know, well, I know, I just can't get. My missus makes me do it, and I just thought to myself, fucking hell, man up, man. Jesus Christ, you don't masks and stuff, but they're making a comeback, aren't they? They seem to be never have quite gone away. They've never quite gone away to the point where we think to ourselves, collectively, obviously we do, but we don't think to ourselves, what the fucking hell did we do that for? Why did I walk around looking like a cunt for 2 fucking years? Breathing in my own exhaust fumes. You know, all my own exhaust fumes were going out. I was bringing them back in. There's people, like you said, there's people having breathing problems. It happened in Tour de France, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was also another case. It could be completely irrelevant. It could be completely different. But I noticed there were another young sports guy, sports player, I think a rugby union player or a rugby league player, who died as well at about 31. So there is a lot of death around.
Yeah, there's one Telegram channel I'm following, and some girls just be posting on it, and she's doing lots and lots of updates on sports stars and stuff who are dying suddenly and mysteriously. So, and she goes to a lot of effort to screen capture it and put the dates, so you get the dates. So, because a lot of the time you don't know, some people post stuff on one of these social media platforms. You get no date, and sometimes it could be really, really old material that you get, but this girl is actually putting down the date, so we're getting all sorts of recent information of new deaths, and it's just an awful lot, actually, still an awful lot just dropping, it's crazy, so we do have to be careful though with a lot of these posts, people are posting, such and such died, and and sometimes you just have to just check to make sure how old that data really is, but
what you have to do as well. I saw one where somebody had posted that there were a story about a player, a player, I can't remember who it were, but it were a football player, I think, that had died, and had said, I wonder what if they, what everyone's asking, were they or weren't they? And I clicked on the story itself, and he'd been killed in a car crash. So
right.
You know what I mean? It does, like you say, it's the fog of war that we're in. It's information. There's different things coming out, and if you don't look at it all, you can find yourself looking a bit foolish, especially when you share something and he's been killed in a car crash. Oh, here we go. Someone bounces. Can you get rid of this guy here? Someone's trying to put money on crypto.
Yeah. Look, there's always that probably is a bot, is it? Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bot. That, yeah, it's got to be a bot. A Bitcoin bot we've got there.
So let's just for anybody who didn't hear about that Tour de France cyclist, it's an interesting story, and so I'll just read out what I've got about it here. He says, I feel like I don't have enough oxygen, pain everywhere, legs, etc., no strength, and it's only getting worse after each stage. This is Victor Lafay, the famous cyclist, 26-year-old. Victor Lafay retires from Tour de France stage after a mysterious sickness. The Frenchman of Corfitz, who was thought to be possible contender for the stage victory, had difficulties finishing the 13th stage and arrived in the last position, after which he decided to quit the tour. But let's see if we can get down. So he's talking about somebody else here who is also having problems. He says, in front of Eurosport's camera, the face said he could no longer keep up with the pack and was left alone. The interviewer asked him if he was sick. Yes, I am sick. I'm not the only one in the pack. And at the start, I spoke to Jonathan Castrovillo, and he told me he is not feeling well either. He came to me and asked me, are you sick? Are you not able to breathe either? And I said, no. And he told me, me too. I've been feeling like this since stage 6. I'm having a very hard time breathing. I feel like I don't have enough oxygen, pain everywhere. Blah, we've done that. But the interview asked if it could be COOF. All the COOF tests came negative. There are tons of people in the peloton who are feeling the same way. They're all negative as well. So maybe it could be something else. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything. But many of us have the same symptoms and are struggling on our bikes, said Lefay. So very, very curious story that. And it seems that like it's not just one or two, there's many of them like in the same situation. So and at least he says, I'm not a doctor, I don't know anything, he said, so wow.
Robert is in Elf Freedom UK, show tomorrow at 8 o'clock here on Raconteurs News, right here. He says, have you seen the amount of planes crashing in the USA? Now, I have noticed this because I follow a guy who I'm a bit into. I like aviation, and I follow this guy Dan Grider, right? Who's on YouTube, and he's got a good channel, and most of his videos don't have adverts on them, so they're really good. But the amount of plane crashes that he's reporting on, because he reports on them and then he does like an analysis, and he's even got FDA to do things. He's even investigated things, and not FDA. What is it? Fucking hell! What is it? NTS, not NTSB. The other one, NTSB, isn't it? Yeah, NTSB, National Transportation Safety Bureau.
Okay.
Yeah, he's even had things that he's come up with that have been in NTSB reports. So this guy, and he's really good, but the amount of crashes, particularly light aircraft, people who are perhaps inexperienced or most of them aren't really inexperienced, but he tries to work out what's going on with them. He doesn't attribute them to the other thing, but
the plague.
Yeah, the plague. Yeah, but it is really interesting. I've been watching a lot of that, and there's quite a few of them been going on. His name's Dan Grider. Grider, yes, and it's Gryder. So no, I didn't come across him when I was fucking trying to search Grinder. So don't put two and two together and get fucking none. But yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, there has been accidents. Also, somebody put up here. I want to read this out. Ford WRSC SWSC. Sean Ryder's brother. Happy Mondays. Day after the day after his rooster, according to that poster. Ford. Sean Ryder's brother. Happy Mondays. Paul Ryder. Is it Paul? Paul Ryder. Paul Ryder who died.
I heard that. Yeah. And nobody had him picked, did they?
Nobody had him picked. No, you're right. Nobody had him picked. But yeah, he apparently it was day after his thing, his medical attention.
Right. And come here, this Grinder dude. Does he?
Grinder.
Has he got?
Grinder, not Grinder. Grinder. Don't search Grinder. If you search Dan Grinder, you're going to fucking find something completely different to aircraft.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah, you will.
But this Grinder dude, does he have any stats on previous crashes, like say, like what would be the average number of crashes in a year? Did he have any connections like that to make?
He's not. No. He's mainly interested in the accidents themselves and trying to work out. He calls it probable cause. So yeah, he's not. I don't think he's put any of that together. I've not seen everything that he's done. So I usually see him when he comes back because he brings them out pretty sharpish, like. And he's a good guy as well, because what he'll do is he'll come out and he'll say, "Oh, it's an F-40, a fucking single engine Cessna, and it's just after takeoff. He's banked to the left. Obviously, you need to get some altitude before you start banking because you need all your airspeed to gain altitude before you start banking." And he goes through all that sort of stuff. So, but then a couple of days later, he might come back and saying, "Right, I've changed my mind." Someone will have been in touch with him. He goes to the crash scenes and everything. Really good guy, and he's actually investigating. This is a huge thing in America, but there's this cult, shall we say, this religious, one of these orders of Jesus Christ, followers of, I don't know, fucking carrying sticks about type things. When they've all got loads of fucking money, and they're ripping everybody off. Everyone comes into commune, and everybody's money gets. Well, there were three of them. The leaders were in a crashed their plane, and it did an investigation into that, and that's turned into something massive that HBO have made a series about. So have a look for that. I know I've given you really sketchy details, but it's about. It's all about a church. It's this church and this sect where they all worship together and eat together, and they all go on holiday together, and fucking mate together. And what's happened is these two of these people, all their money has just been taken by the church. All the money, and the house has been sold. The kids have been taken by the church. The kids have been just given out to different people and within the community, and it's really, really weird. But he's been. He busts that as well. An investigation into a plane crash. Now it's an HBO thing, but he still don't put ads on his YouTube videos, which I've got full respect for.
Yeah, sounds interesting, because I do follow a couple of flight guys, but they kind of generally are monitoring all the military traffic in the airways. SITREP, there's a SITREP, and he actually covers some of the military aircraft going all over the world, like, basically. So I do follow him, like, not too often. Like, he's a bit too fundamentalist Christian now for my liking, but he does have some good information. Like, but not something that we wanted to follow all the time. But that does sound interesting. Well, I'm going to check out that Grindr dude.
Grinder, fucking hell! Don't go and search Grinder for fuck's sake. Hey, you might come across pictures of uni and dinner.
Oh no!
Didn't you were talking about he got a virgin anus earlier on? And said that he were something about it. Fucking hell. Something about notes being up his backside, and then I thought, apart from uni, if he could get him on a plane over here.
No, don't scare uni now. Don't scare him off too. We have to get him over here first, then scare the shit out of him.
Russia making their own space station from 2024. 2 years time, you'll be on the Russian space station, Jace.
Yeah,
yay.
They're pulling their cosmonauts off the IIS, I think, in 24.
They what?
They're pulling their cosmonauts off the International Space Station in 2024.
But how does that work up there, though? I mean, what happens if there is a proper war between America and Russia? What do they do? Is it winner stays on, or what?
They'll probably all chasing each other with knives.
I mean, what do you do? Are they doing things to each other? Are they like, fucking pissing in someone's spacesuit for them when they're asleep? You know what I mean? Is there all these things going on? I just don't get it. How are these mortal enemies up there on this fucking tin can, circling Earth at about 1 billion fucking miles an hour in my arse?
Yeah, I imagine it's a bit more. I imagine it's a bit more sort of like cordial than that. Like probably quite okay. They're like, I mean, they're living in a very very tough environment, and mistakes kill. So they'd have to be on the ball all the freaking time, and just in case an accident would happen and they all get bloody killed and get sucked down and crash into the flat earth or something like that. It'd be pretty chaotic. I wouldn't want that.
No, Nick Putnik. We don't want to be doing that. Who would you find on? Let me just get some of these. I've starred 11 comments, so these are from earlier on. So if you don't get it, it's context. It's from earlier. So El Freedom UK has said Rishi Sunak versus Liz Truss debate goes off air after Talk TV presenter Kate McCann collapses live on stage, leaving Foreign Secretary holding her face in shock. So apparently that happened last night. There was a debate between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss on Talk TV, and the presenter Kate McCann collapsed on stage. Very interesting.
Kate McCann. Is that Kate McCann? Is that not
Kate McCann? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Kate McCann, like Kate and Jerry McCann.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it her?
McCann, is it?
Can't be her. Could it be?
Oh no. Well, it's not Kate McCann, is it? Someone tell me. Please tell me it's not that one that loses her kids.
Jesus. That would be odd. Yeah. I didn't hear about that. I'm gonna search it up now after the show.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Video of presenter fainting. If you didn't see it, but hear the sudden crash of a vaccine. Reality. It says here, non-violent extreme. So there's a video there. That's a BBC video. I'm not going to show it because it's BBC.
Oh, look at that.
I always do BBC Pidgin. Anyway, you what?
Kendo was just saying, meanwhile, the latest Chinese rocket launch failed again. They lost control of it, and now it's heading back down. The Chinese don't have much luck with this sort of stuff. That's from Kendo, recent comments. Sorry, back to you, Jay.
That's all right, mate. Spanish Chicky says the white farmers employed skilled black Zimbabwe farm workers. They were all driven off the land by thicko blacks. That's why Zim is fecked, says Spanish Chicky. Not a big fan of Zimbabwe or farm workers, in fact. Chris Partridge, bring back the Deutsche Mark and the French franc. I think I read that out as well. Yeah, going back. Yeah, it's a bit too late for that, isn't it? We fucked it. Well, everyone in fucking Europe did. XRP is the reserve currency of choice of the IMF. XRP, do you know what that is?
XRP, yeah, it's a crypto.
Right, okay. It's a reserve currency choice of the IMF, according to Weefy Man. I've not heard that one before. Mr. Blue Sky. Let's see. Dinny. I heard today everyone did that one. Sorry, I'm just reading these out because I have starred them, so I've starred them for a reason to read out. So I'm going to read them out. Tony again. The Babylon sex magic ritual done by Jack Parsons and Marjorie Cameron was completed January 1947. A child was born 9 months later on 26th of October 1947. The child was supposedly Hillary Rodman Clinton or Hillary Clinton. Laughing my ass off. Cool. Hey, look, she's a weirdo, isn't she? Vitamin C, we did that one. Sean Ryder's brother, we did that one. Elon Musk's dad boning his stepdaughter. What about that one? Did you hear about that one?
No, I didn't hear about that one, no, to be honest. But I did. Something came up about Musk and somebody's wife, a Google CEO today. I think it was one of the top guys. I think rumors of Musk and Google CEO's wife. So, but apparently he laughed it off. But I don't know. You wouldn't know. I wouldn't put anything past these motherfuckers.
No. And final one, Stan Cole. Good evening, Stan Cole. I've not seen that name before, I don't think. Stan Collymore? Anyway, hi, Jason. Been ill in bed all week. Been listening to all the old videos all day, every day. Better than TV, radio. Good vibes. Cheers, Stan Cole. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, there's 500 and odd videos on here. All right, not all of them are fucking bangers, but in fact, most of them aren't. But you know, if you enjoy just sitting and listening to ordinary people talking, and we've had some great guests on as well over the years, and some fucking shit ones as well, some fucking really shit ones. But you'll be able to find them out for yourselves. What we're moving on to now, Jim?
Well, I wanted to have a look at this this new Jabberwocky, right?
Okay.
This, let's see. Jabberwocky is part of a clinical trial to collect data on its effectiveness. So, the official from the World Health Organization admitted on Saturday that everyone who received the donkeycock's Jabberwocky is considered to be part of a clinical study for the purpose of data collection, so that researchers can learn more about the effectiveness of the Jabberwocky. So, Tim Nguyen, the head of the Global Infectious Hazard Preparedness at the World Health Organization Emergency Program, said that the Jabberwocky efficacy is yet unknown since it has never been used on this scale before. And he would like to underline one of the things that is very important to the WHO. We do have uncertainty around the effectiveness of these Jabberwockies because they haven't been used in this context and in this scale before, he stressed. So Nguyen warned that anyone who received the donkeycock's Jabberwocky is technically participating in a clinical trial to determine the Jabberwocky's effectiveness. And therefore, when these Jabberwockies are being delivered, that they are delivered in the context of clinical trial studies and prospectively collecting this data to increase our understanding of the effectiveness of these Jabberwockies, he said. Now, that was the first I heard that this was a clinical trial, Jay, right? I mean, I'm a bit Jabberwockied out, to be honest, like with all this coof madness and all, but like hadn't realized that this donkeycock's Jabberwocky was just another study. Holy crap! I wonder, do the people taking these Jabberwockies even know that?
Well, this is the thing, right? I mean, monkeypox is a fucking genius move if you think about it, because it's an AIDS-like illness, isn't it?
It's herpes.
But you know, it's sexual. It's herpes, is it? Is that what it is?
Herpes. It's of the smallpox family.
Is it going to kill you?
No. Well, actually, it can have it does have something like a 10% death rate, but that's donkeycock's. But is it donkeycock's?
No, monkeypox.
Yeah.
That's just fucking say it, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, monkeypox has quite a high death rate. It has a 10% death rate, but is what's been reported as monkeypox really monkeypox, or is it just a latent form of herpes, which is caused by the reduction of the immune system and a reactivation of latent herpes, which is in everybody's bodies? Like, our immune systems normally keep it in check. You know, what's going on here, Jake? I agree. This monkeypox story is genius move, absolutely genius.
It is. It is. It's fucking genius. It's just fucking. It's everybody can be. You know, if you take piss out of it, everybody can be fucking offended by it. People who have sex, people who don't have sex.
Well, the interesting thing was that there was a couple of kids discovered, like, who had it, right? And there's a connection between these kids and a couple of gay individuals. So I didn't get much information, couldn't find much information about how this happened. Like, was it a gay couple who had adopted some kids, or I mean, like, I'm sketchy about the details, but apparently there's two children. This Walensky fucker, because there's no way this Walensky is a woman. I think it's a dude dressed up as a woman, but came out the other day warning about the monkeypox being sexually transmitted. Like, and so if this is the case, how the fuck did the kids get it?
Sean Amos says, only an idiot would dismiss monkeypox. It's a notable disease, which means the response measures will be 10 times what they were for CV. Look, I'm not dismissing it. I'm just asking what it is. I don't know what it is. Well, all I'm saying is from a. I'm not sitting here fucking afraid of getting monkeypox, and I'm certainly not sitting here afraid that someone's going to force me to take some treatment for it when I ain't got it. But
you see, the problem with Sean, the problem with the monkeypox story is that monkeypox is not very, very transmissible. It's got very, very low transmissibility rate, extremely low, very, very hard to spread among people. So, and which is why everybody's so surprised by it. Like, why is it spreading so quickly and in all these countries around the world so quickly? I mean, this is not its normal mode of transmission. It's a very, very slow, very, very low transmissibility in the disease itself. So what the fuck is it? Is it monkey? I don't think it is. It can't be, man. It can't be monkeypox. Unless it's mutated into a mutant or something. I don't know.
Fucking mutate. Oh, he could have done out, couldn't he? You could get it off your computer virus. They'll be telling people that next, and they'll fucking they'll say there's a computer virus about, so everyone needs to get get protected against it, so that you don't put your computer near anyone else's.
Yeah. What Stephen Owens is saying, monkeypox is not airborne, but I think I've seen some information about that. It is kind of airborne in large droplets, but I'll have to do a bit more digging on it, like just to be able to converse on it a bit better. I think I'm not going to say too much about it until I know more. I'm pretty sure it'll be on my study list.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. What else is on your study list, man?
Oh, good God. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we have to do this one. We have to do this. Boris Johnson, right? We're all under the impression that he's gone, right? Boris is gone and practically gone. Well, so we would think, but that may not be the case. So, fresh from being forced to resign as UK Prime Minister by his own party, Boris Johnson is reportedly already contemplating another run for the top job on expectations that his replacement will struggle, opening the door for him to be restored to power, right? Now, he thinks whoever replaces him might be a disaster. No shit. We could be back here in a few years' time, having lost the general election, looking for someone with the dynamism to propel the party back into power. The Sunday Times newspaper cited a Downing Street insider as saying he thinks he is that person, right? So are we going to see Boris make this grand comeback? Is he going to do a Trump? Maybe a 2024 punk comeback? It's like crazy, man, crazy. That was that story I got from RT, by the way, and.
Sean Hamer he can't let this go. Look, it's a jab reaction. FF sits. It's preparation for lockdown, cover for bioweapon reactions. They aren't stopping because some truthers think common law will save them. I don't think common law is going to save anything. Look, all I'm just saying is that it's not something that I'm fucking sat here like worrying about 24/7 because it just isn't worth it. If it's gonna come, it's gonna come. I've tried my hardest. I talk every night or every week on this fucking here for 6 years, talking and trying to talk to people. This is what I'm doing. I'm not some fucking dopey truther that's just going to say what's going to get loads of clicks because I don't want to. That's not what this is about. This is how I deal with it. This is where I talk about it. All the other stuff, I'm not going to sit there and sit and put a fucking down on myself because this might be coming. It might be. I've been in it too long. I've seen so many fucking doom prophets, and some have come true, but nowhere near on the scale that they have. That the doom mongers will have you told. And when it does, if it does, fine. That's fucking my lookout, isn't it?
Well, I totally agree with your side of it, Jay, but I also see where Sean is coming from as well too, because I'm in his camp, and I do agree that the monkeypox is not what they're saying it is, and that is got to do with the jab reactions. But I'm siding with Jay as well on the fact that like there's no point falling for the doom porn because that's how they keep you in control, and that's when you're in that state of fear mode. They're coming first. They're going to come first. Like you can't live your life like that. You're just going to make yourself stressed out, and you'll probably make yourself ill in the process. And you might as well just go get a Jabberwocky then.
Exactly. You might. Yeah. Exactly. If I can't let it. I can't let. My life is too precious. You've seen what I've been through. You lot have seen what I've been through over these last few years. My life, going forward, my life is too precious to be sat there fucking worrying that fucking monkeypox. They're going to force me fucking lockdown. If they do, when it happens, I'll deal with it. But I can't fucking sit here. I refuse to sit here and fucking and not try to have a nice life because I think it's fucking. I think I'm due some, to be fair. But anyway, I'm non-violent extremist. Says I'm 54. I lost my virginity at 45, and my son is 25. It's okay.
Forward to,
spreadsheets have had twins.
Forward to the past, eh?
Oh dear. Go play some video games and watch some anime. Yeah, well, look, we can't fucking be. Give me some more fucking dour news. Give me some more doom porn.
Yeah, well, I want to get this one. Did you see? I've got some more Boris here. And I think I'll have to go. I'll have to share my screen somehow here. Hold on, how do I do that again? Just bear with me just a second while I set this up. We have Boris. He was out doing some training recently, and let's see if we can get this up here. I think you can see it there now.
Can you see a little square at the bottom where it says Jimmy Hagan?
Oh yeah, but I'm just doing it here on the screen because then I can.
But listen, if you put it onto solo layout, it'll fill the screen and people will be able to see it.
Oh yeah. I know that there, like, but I just.
Okay.
Here we got him here, right? Have you seen him out doing some training out with Ukrainian soldiers? There he is holding his weapon, right? Here we got him here. He's throwing his grenade. Look at them. Look at the state of them. He puts you mind. Maybe he's the modern Winston Churchill. There he is.
What's he got in his arm? Is it wrong? Is it coated wrong way?
That's. I think that's an N law. I think that's one of the British-made N laws, anti-tank weapons. And come here. Did you see him on the jet?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Watch this. I don't think you're going to be able to hear the sound on this, right? But you won't need to hear the sound.
We can. It's fucking shit in his head, isn't it? What the fuck is he doing? Why is he fucking doing that?
It would make you wonder. It would really make you wonder what the frick he's doing, right? I have no idea what he's doing. It's like, is he basically preparing the ground for his comeback? Putting on that. I don't know. This is his last hurrah before he leaves office, right? So, but it's very, very strange, like, because we are on a war footing, and it's very, very hard to make this Ukraine business out, like, because clearly, they're not leaving Ukraine, right? I know we're all under the impression that Russia are going to take over the whole of Ukraine. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not convinced anymore that that's going to happen. I think America are going to set up bases in Ukraine at some stage. And I think Vlad will be on the other side of the Dnipro River, and and that's where the front line. Because the more I'm looking at this whole business here, it's like clearly the West have a plan. Clearly, there's a goddamn plan, and they're not getting out of Ukraine. Ukraine is central, and I was poo-pooing this like for even though I've been quite aware of the Kinder World Island, and he who controls the heartland controls the world, you know, and the control of the Eurasian continent, like, you know, and this is like seems to be what the battle is about, and the key to controlling the whole of the key to controlling Eastern Europe is Ukraine, because Ukraine is connected to Israel, which is connected to Europe, which is connected to Africa, which is connected to China. This is like the Belt and Road Initiative. So, and we've seen the collapse of Myanmar there a couple of weeks ago. Myanmar is also a key location in the Belt and Road, and I don't think that was an organic protest. I don't think that was an organic ousting of the government there. I think that's got hallmarks of a coloured revolution all over it, like American operation. So clearly, this battle for the world is in progress, right? So, and I don't think they're leaving Ukraine, and I hope they don't. I really don't. I don't want to see a global world run by China and Russia. I think that'd be very, very scary. We don't necessarily we want a strong America at the end of the day, but America needs to clean its fucking shit up. Like, you know, clearly it's corrupted. It's been taken over to some degree. To how far it's been taken over is unclear, because it seems like there's some sort of a fight back happening in America too. Like, so I'm not sure how far America has been captured and if there's any hope of saving it, but we better hope it can save itself, because if America goes down, like the rest of the world, we're just going to fall under the Russians and the Chinese. That's going to be awful.
Yes. Well, I told you to fucking doom and gloom me, didn't I? And you did.
Doom and gloom, no.
It's all right, mate. No worries.
The Boris stuff, man. The Boris images, though. What did you make of them?
Oh, fucking Boris, man. Jesus Christ. Someone said he's trying to out Putin. For me, him in that plane is like fucking Stephen Hawking in football boots. You know, it don't go, does it? It's fucking, honestly, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what he's trying to do. He does all this stuff and he looks like such an idiot. But he must just do it for laughs. He must just think, look, if I make people laugh, I'll become prime minister again. Worked last time.
I don't think so. Like, you know, he's always come over as a clown, but he's not a clown. He's a very, very intelligent man. And you know, he got the Brexit done, right? And clearly he's got a role to play. Now it's looking like Liz Truss is possibly going to be the next prime minister, but she doesn't have any support. There's very, like Keir Starmer, apparently he's got the vote of the people, but he doesn't have the vote of the parliamentary members who are going to be voting on who's going to be the next prime minister, and that's why it's not expected that Keir Starmer will make it. So it's looking like Liz Truss is going to be one, but she's going to be a disaster. She ain't got much of a clue what's going on either, or she hasn't much of a clue of anything. But she got a load of talk and stuff like that, but very, very little substance to the woman. So, and I think it's of the opinion of a lot of the commentators on the political scene in England that there's very, very few options for England as to who's going to lead England forward. And I tell you what, if they're going to bring Trump back in America, and I think Trump is going to come back into America in 2024, I would not be surprised to see Boris Johnson come back. You know, I doubt.
You know.
Look, this is what we've got.
It's a fucking laugh. I like it. It's a laugh. Robert, put your sen on. Robert's here. Dr. Robert, go on. Pop your sen in. There you go.
Hey, Robert.
How are you doing?
I'm just here to encourage you all to watch the show tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, I wouldn't miss it, Robert. Brilliant, man.
Yeah, stop licking all my fucking stories, Jimmy.
Oh shit! Did you? I didn't know because
No, I'm just joking. I'm just
I
joking.
had to be following a lot of stuff, man. Because I also had one on depression. And I might send it over to you because you could cover it. Like there was a study done on antidepressants and stuff. Did you see that one?
I have got that one. Yep.
Okay, I won't say anything more. Then I won't say nothing more.
I've got a little slant on that as well.
Excellent, excellent.
Hello, David.
There you go. So Dr. Robert's Weirds, it's on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, right here where we are now. And he's going to be. Are you all fit? Have you been sort of?
I've got lists.
Yeah.
I've got lists.
I've seen you've been practicing because I noticed there's a couple of things.
Yeah, I scheduled the thing. Look, I've got shit at the bottom here coming up. Look, Raconteurs new show. Look at that. Look, that's all coming up as well.
Oh, wicked.
So yeah, it's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit weird. So I do need the comments tomorrow. I need to be interacting because unlike you and Jimmy, you can bounce off each other. I'll just be bouncing off myself. So
yeah, you'll have to chat though, and they'll help you, man.
Yeah.
If I'm knocking about after, if I'm knocking about, I might jump on for half an hour or something. Help you out and.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't set a schedule. I reckon I can do at least an hour. So, but I think it all depends on how the chat goes because I want to see what the chat wants out of it as well. Yeah, and see how it reflects people in the chat, whether they want to go into a certain direction or whatever. But I've got some. I'm going to have some home remedies, some health stories. We'll talk about some vitamins. And plus a lot more as well. So I've just been trying to put everything together today, and I'll have some sort of show to throw together and chat to people. But yeah, I see some people have been talking about health already tonight. So please join me tomorrow, and I'll have a dodgy background like Jason maybe or something,
Get yourself a dodgy background.
Yeah, I'll have one of those virtual backgrounds like you do.
Listen, nothing can be as dodgy as fucking waking up with Uni fucking staring at you after you've been asleep for fucking Uni's just been fucking sat there staring at you. You think to yourself, oh my God, how many fucking wanks has he had?
Well, at the end of the day, Robert, if you want, once you get settled in, and if you want to talk about using OBS like that will, even if you don't have a green screen and stuff, that will give you a lot of options and curious ways of displaying information. So,
I mean, Jason showed me today about like some settings and stuff like that where I can share my screen and stuff. So. But yeah, I'm please do, Jimmy. Give me some, show me around whichever way you do it and stuff like that.
I can give you a guided tour of OBS, for example. We can do it in private someday.
That'd be good. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. But so don't expect miracles, everyone. Tomorrow, it's the first show, and hopefully, we'll get something that will tickle your fancy in the health world, so to speak.
Well, one thing's for sure, Robert, you've got a great radio voice.
Well, you see, I come from Jason's background. You see, I used to be a DJ.
Oh, really? Didn't know
that. I had my own DJ company. Mobile disco. I used to do weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs.
Fucking disco at a funeral. That'd be a laugh,
wouldn't it? No, I had my own. I actually called it after that song, Disco 2000. There you go. I started
right. They were from Sheffield.
That's a great song, isn't it, by Pulp, Jason?
Yeah, Sheffield. I never really got into Pulp. I never really liked it. I never really liked them. I did enjoy playing them, though, when I were in Babylon, which were a 90s bar, back just before I finished.
Yeah.
I did enjoy playing them then, and people seemed to like them. All students liked them.
My best moment as being a DJ was seeing somebody propose whilst I'm like playing a love song, and I saw this couple propose on the floor, and she said yes, and that was just amazing. One of my best moments. I don't know if they're still together. They're probably divorced now.
Don't underestimate the power of your healing.
Yes. I healed them with music, Jimmy.
It's someone's asked, Stephen Owens has asked us, is Robert a doctor for real?
No, Stephen, it's from the Beatles song, Dr. Robert. I'd love to play it, but we'll only get a strike. But it's a great song, Dr. Robert, and the song Dr. Robert does talk about working in the NHS, which is what I did for 10 years. I was a diabetic eye screener and grader for 10 years. So I've studied natural health for about 15 years, something like that. So the doctor bit. I mean, I'm going to do a right at the front of the show. I will do I'm not really a doctor, and this is just for entertainment and for information only.
From health, it's not medical advice. It's
just, not medical advice.
It's just
It's medical chat.
Yeah, but fucking Dr. Fox isn't a fucking doctor anyway, is he?
Well, he wasn't, was he? He was a fucking pervert.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
Fucking nonce. So there you go.
Robert, a couple of weeks ago, I was chatting with Jay. We were just doing our routine here, and I sort of introduced him to a study I found about colloidal silver. Did you see that study about colloidal silver?
You mean this stuff?
Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see the study about it, though?
I haven't seen the study, but I know a lot about colloidal silver. I use it every day. And shut up, Dinny, you little twat.
I'll tell you what, Robert. I'll send you over the study in private and have a read of it and see what you make of it.
Please do, yeah. Send it to my Telegram if you want, or send it to me on email.
Sure.
You can send it to me on email if you want.
I'd love to get your take on that study, man, because
Yeah. I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, I use colloidal silver literally every day, and I put it in my salve as well, colloidal silver. So it's great. I'm a big fan of colloidal silver, and you can make it yourself as well.
Really?
Yeah, you can make it yourself. Yeah, you can make colloidal silver. You just need. They're back again. BitInvest is back again. Come on. Let's sort it out now.
You know your channel is doing well when you start getting the bots.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We must be touching some some interesting people then.
Well, we're not touching fucking Dinny. That's for dead, sir, are we?
No.
Yeah. But to be honest, the crypto thing looks like it's in very, very shaky ground at the moment, and I would not like to be in the crypto markets right now. It's looking very, very chaotic, to say the least.
I think it's going to crash and then go through the roof. That's just my opinion.
Anyway, listen, guys. I said, guys.
We caught you, Jason.
I can't believe I said it. I fucking said it, and then I grasped me saying up.
Come on, friends. Come on, friends.
Chaps. Sorry, you can carry, but this is one for you. Perhaps this could be your first solo show, Jimmy.
Yes, Uni. You'd love that.
Uni, God almighty.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, your channel will be gone overnight if you let him on.
Chris Partridge says, tell us your top 3 shittiest guests, right? I've actually written that down, and I'm going to put some thought into it, and I'm going to have top 3.
Does one Friday. Begin with the word Neil?
No. Neil's a great guest. Fucking hell, you don't have to do anything. He talks for fucking ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So you don't have to do any fucking talking. And if you try to talk, he talks over you. So you still don't have to do any talking. Neil's a great guest. Don't fucking don't get me wrong way disagreeing with somebody and they're being a bad guest. But
in fact, there's an idea.
I'm trying to wind people up though, Jason. That's all.
Here's an idea for a shirt giveaway. Have a competition and people can decide who your worst guest is, right? Let's see who can guess who's top of your list, and they get a free shirt.
No, we're still waiting to give away that shirt, aren't we, Jason?
Yeah, we're waiting for someone. I know this is terrible, but we're waiting for someone to move on.
We're waiting for someone to die.
If any of the following, Jeremy Vine, Ricky Gervais, Ryan Clark Neal, Britney Spears, John Lydon, Jar Bossarano, Brian Cox, Zelensky, Greta Thunberg, Tony Blair, Russell Brand, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Bill Gates, Howard Stern, Denise Welsh, Ross Kemp, Paul Merton, Max Egan, Charlie Sheen, Roseanne Barr, Whoopi Goldberg, Martin Roberts, Holmes Under the Hammer, Gaza, Katie Price, Hulk Hogan, Melinda Gates, Mark Almond, Boris Johnson, or Xi Jinping, or Chris Barry, which is my choice. Please.
But come here. Whoever picked Zelensky is really in a good place, because I've been hearing rumors. Now, they're only rumors and chit chat. And there was also a warning went out from the American Department of Defense as well too about Zelensky's life. Now, there's a rumor. Now, it hasn't been verified or anything yet, but apparently somebody tried to take him out in the last couple of days. You might have noticed a big purge in his security services. He's been getting rid of a shit pile of people. Something's going on. So whoever picked Zelensky, they might turn out to be the winners. So
Spanish chicken.
Oh, you
Spanish
get
chicken.
Spanish.
So, anyway, I'll do my top three shittiest guests. Putin, Ford, 2006 says Putin will just take the east and south. They won't go to Odessa. They'll just surround it and cut it off when they reach Transnistria. That place, yeah.
Transylvania.
Transnistria. So that's what Ford 2006 thinks.
And American bases in what's left of Ukraine. So I think that's probably right.
And Spanish Chicken says, "Hey Jimmy Hagan, did you hear one of the Sage advisors got a World Economic Forum role? She was a psychologist."
No, I didn't hear that. No.
Both
Truss and Wishy Washy are both WEF puppets.
They are indeed, yes.
Oh, Bit Invest is back again.
Oh no, they're fucking trying to get you lot to invest. We must have said someone did say crypto, didn't they, earlier on? So just keep saying crypto, they'll all come, and then we can pick them at will. Pick best ones off.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Isn't there a bot?
Does it work?
Isn't there a bot that you can use in your channel, Jay, to handle all of that rubbish?
No, I think it's YouTube's position. So I think it's YouTube that'd have to do it. But I'm not that bothered. It doesn't happen that very often.
Sean Hammer, what's with Webby? Why did he go no contact? Seems severe. Spanish Chicken, his gas wasn't free. Sean. Oh dear.
I'll tell you what, there are a bunch of wags, aren't they, in this chat room? Bring
your humour and your questions tomorrow, please.
Yes. Come back and give him some support for
give me some shit
for his
tomorrow.
Monkey bots.
Give me some monkey bots. Monkey bots.
Yeah.
Monkey bots. I like that. That's
listen, I know very well. Anyway, listen. You mentioned Webby. I know very well that Webby listens to this show and will be listening now. So, good evening, Webby. I hope you're all right, mate.
Good evening, Webby.
Hi, Webby. Come back soon, buddy.
Your gas is free. Coin is web-based. Lol. I'm not a wag. I'm a wanker.
Wasn't that Spanish? Wasn't that with Ivor Biggin? That song.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one, Jason?
Who were Ivor Biggin? He were a fucking nonce, weren't it? Who were Ivor Biggin?
Yeah.
It were him out of fuck off That's Life, weren't it?
Was it?
You remember Doc Cox?
Yeah.
That was
him, was it?
That was Ivor Biggin, yeah.
Because I know that what's her name from EastEnders, Pauline Fowler. She did skits on there as well, didn't she? I'm sure she did with Ivor Biggin.
She might have done. I don't know. I can't fucking remember.
Jimmy, don't you know Ivor Biggin, Jimmy?
No, is it TV related? Is it?
No.
He did a song. I'm a wanker.
I'm a wanker. He did, yeah.
Right.
And it does me good, like it bloody well should. We're back in. Look, naked HD.
Right, well, we've got about half a minute left. So one last word for everybody, and then we're going to say au revoir.
Yes, Kevin Street. Wendy Richards, thank you.
Go on, Jim.
Well, I just want to say to everybody, we're in the fog of war. Keep your chin up, keep a smile on your face, and never let the bastards get you down.
Are you putting the link in, Jason?
Yeah, I'm going to put link in, yeah.
Come on, you horrible lot who wants to come in and give us some abuse. We always have a laugh after this show.
So what about you, Robert? Well, last words from you. Plug your show. Tell everybody where to be.
Be here tomorrow at 8:00, and I'll bring my bald head and my sense of humour and my chit chat. So be there or be square.
There you go. Be there or be square. Same here. I'll be back Friday. I'm going to have me 3 top wankiest shittest guests. I'm going to put a lot of thought into it, and I'm going to be looking back through the analysis. Give me something to do, because I don't want fucking all that shit going on around me. It's fucking all noise. I'd rather just be concentrating on keeping myself amused. So I'd suggest you do the same. Being amused is fucking far better than being miserable. And you have got a choice. You really have. I know it's hard. I really know it's hard. But stick with us, and we'll.
It's hard.
And we'll. Yes. He's fucking back on Grindr, isn't it, Robert? Take it easy, everybody. See you Friday night, 9:30. Don't be late.